Okay. All right. See if I can get this image on screen. Save as picture. Yes. All right. Okay, this is the goal, is to get this profile set up with these specific unlocks. So, I suppose I should probably explain why we're doing each one. Alright, from the top. The tags... There's just no reason not to unlock them. Negative tag is the hardest one to unlock, but I have to do it. Actually, it's really not that hard. You just get a spectral pack with ectoplasm, so there's a little bit of RNG to it, but it's not that bad. I can use Brainstorm to force it instead of rolling 1,000 times. Foil tag, hollow, poly, rare. Rare tag is unlocked after you beat your first run, so that's unavoidable. Foil, hollow, and poly, they just don't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not I unlock them. It's completely meaningless. Mr. Bones... Mr. Bones has no benefit. Nor are there any world records tied to Mr. Bones, except for the maximum anti-world record. If you have multiple copies of Mr. Bones, and then you trigger him by losing on a boss blind, it causes some weird stuff to happen. So theoretically, technically Mr. Bones does have a world record attached to him, but it's a glitched world record, so I'm not interested in it. Acrobat is purely a scoring joker. I have other ways of getting scoring. Sock and Buskin, kind of the same deal. Sock and Buskin can be used for money generation and for score, but I will be using Hack instead, because Hack is unlocked by default. If need be, I can come back and unlock Sock and Buskin later. It's a pretty easy unlock to get. Swashbuckler is not useful, but does have a unique, does have a world record tied to it that I can get. Troubadour. Troubadour gives hand size, so it can help with. It can allow you to use an extra ectoplasm if you get a negative Troubadour from either negative tags or a natural one. That can theoretically enable an extra ectoplasm use, but that's not going to be necessary. Negative jugglers would be far more common anyway, and they don't come with the the minus hand thing. It can also... The hand size can also help with money generation in the extreme late game when you switch to reserve parking, but that's a pretty negligible difference. Uh, Beans and burglars and incantations are much more valuable for hand size. Certificate. So anything that's not unlocked here is basically just means there's not a unique world record to it, and other scoring jokers are available. Hanging Chad is going to be required for scoring, combined with Photograph. Glass Joker has a unique world record tied to it, as well as it can be avoided during the run until we want it. Glass Joker cannot appear in the shop until you have a glass card in your deck. So, even though it will be unlocked, it won't take up the, it won't appear in the shop. So it doesn't matter. Showman is, first off, we want it, to get extra blueprints and crap. But second, it's also just unavoidable. It unlocks an anti-void. Flower Pot is worthless, but it's unavoidable. It unlocks in anti-8. So if you ever win a run, you have Flower Pot unlocked. Blueprint is obvious. Wee Joker has a unique world record tied to it. Mary Andy, bad. Oops is Oops is not avoidable, but it does also provide extra reserve parking money in the late game. But yeah, it's unavoidable anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You unlock Oops by scoring 10,000 chips in one hand, which good luck avoiding that. The Idol is necessary for scoring. Seeing Double and Matador neither have unique records tied to them. Hit the Road does have a unique record tied to it, although it might be a bit more of a pain to get than the other ones. Because you won't be able to use Burglar in conjunction with it, you would have to just use... what's the one that gives you a discard? Oh, I'm blanking on the name right now. Anyway, Duo, Trio, Family, yada yada yada. All of those are just flat, no records. Invisible Joker could be worth unlocking, but by the time it would become worth using, we should have enough money generation that we could just force a Showman in a blueprint anyway. So there's nothing you could really get with Invisible Joker that would be worth bothering. Brainstorm, that's obvious. Satellite and Truth of yada yada yada. Bootstraps has a unique world record tied to it, and then as for the vouchers, Overstock Plus and Tarot Tycoons will allow us to get basically an unlimited number of judgments. And once the Tarot looping and Joker looping are complete, basically every single shop is going to give us a Chaos the Clown, which means every single shop will give us a free reroll. If I remember correctly, if you have both Overstock Plus and Tarot Tycoon, it's like a 1 in 100 chance for you to have to spend money on a reroll. So you see literally 100 times as many shops as without the two of them. Antimatter, it actually doesn't really matter whether we unlock it or not. I was doing some analysis on the seed, and Antimatter shows up after Tarot Tycoon and after Overstock Plus, so whether it's unlocked or not doesn't really matter, because by the time we have both of those, I mean, we'll be able to get so many Jokers that it doesn't really matter. Petroglyph is kind of in the same deal, where it does appear before Overstock Plus and Tarot Tycoon, but because of the way that it works, you also get an extra voucher from using it. So it's nice to have, but it doesn't really matter. You do have to be careful when going for Petroglyph. Petroglyph requires beating Ante-11, reaching Ante-12, which requires a score of 29 million chips. And Stuntman unlocks if you score 100 million chips in one hand. You do have to be a little bit careful not to score too much when you're unlocking Petroglyph. Retcon, actually technically isn't really required, but it can get you out of. Actually, we might not need retcon at all. We could maybe just go for director's cut, which is unlocked by default. Hold on, let me take a look at the soul and see what the see what happens if we don't unlock it. Let's see. The director's cut, anti 14. Uh, it might be worth avoiding unlocking retcon. I did a quick analysis of the seed without retcon. So with retcon, we don't get shop complete set up until anti 20. I think it was 21. I'd have to. Anyway. So basically, the shop is set up an extra ante or two early. And we have enough money that even by that point, even if there's a boss that's a problem, we can just find a luchador. So yeah, we can actually avoid unlocking retcon. So scratch that. Scratch that off the list. Other than that, let's see. Is there anything else that's optional? I mean, maybe it would be possible to skip Hanging Chad, but because it's a common, I'm not too worried about it. The main difference between this... There's two differences. Most of the Joker unlocks here are the same as on the profile that I've been streaming lately. Except for the ones that I plan on unlocking on this profile are the ones that have unique world records tied to them that aren't useful. So for instance, I avoided unlocking Weak Joker because it wasn't useful, but on this profile I'll get it because it has a world record, because it has a unique record tied to it, and I can go from that record. And the vouchers. On my previous profile, I really didn't manipulate the vouchers much at all. I had most of them on here. If I switch over to this profile, check the vouchers. Yeah, I have most of the vouchers unlocked. I think that was 6 that were not. But if we bring this back, I'll only be unlocking 4 of them, if you include Petroglyph. Like I was saying earlier, Petroglyph doesn't really matter. You see more shops with it, but the shops you see... Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but it's kind of... Basically, you get an extra ante for free. There's no reason not to get it if you can. And then we need to unlock Anaglyph deck, White Stake, which just requires beating any deck... Oops, I'm on the wrong... Anaglyph requires beating... I think Black Stake? So we have to beat... Yeah, so we need to win 3 runs in order to unlock Anaglyph deck. But there will still be other stuff that we unlock after that point. So, for instance, Overstock Plus requires spending $2,500 in the shop, but we need to avoid having more than $400 at any time to avoid unlocking Satellite. So, we probably aren't going to spend $2,500 in 3 runs. We're probably going to have to use Yellow Deck or whatever, and just spam the first shop over and over. Unlock Overstock Plus. Tarot Tycoon requires purchasing, I think, if I have a list somewhere. Let me double check it. Second. Tarot Tycoon, buy 50 tarots from the shop, but not from packs. Buying tarot cards from packs gives you... We don't want Omen Globe. Hi. I won't comment. Where were we? Well, anyway, that's the basics of it. I'm going to be using save states to avoid unlocks. But other than that, I mean, here's the mod list. Second. Here's the mod list. Just a bunch of quality of life and lag reduction stuff. Nothing that's gonna actually change the gameplay. So I guess let me go ahead and delete this and hit a different... Oh. Okay, so we can avoid retcon, and we can just squeeze out a luchador if there's an emergency. Antimatter and Petroglyph don't matter, because Antimatter shows up after Overstock and Tarot Tycoon anyway, and then Petroglyph does its thing. Okay. Let me just double check the rest of these, make sure they look good. Bootstraps. Yeah, that has a record tied to it. Brainstorm, Road is a record, Idle is required, Oops, unavoidable. Has a record, Loop required. Flower Pot is unavoidable, Showman is unavoidable, Last Joker doesn't matter, you can avoid it during the run. Chad, I don't know if Chad is required, but because it's only a common, manipulating it isn't that big of a deal. And Swashbuckler has a record tied to it. And then Gold Ticket is required. Sock and Buskin is really the only one I'm not sure whether I want to avoid unlocking, but if we run into issues with not having it, it's a pretty easy unlock to get. Sock and Buskin requires playing 300 face cards, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, you would just start runs, play, full houses or straights or whatever, and just unlock it that way. Pretty easy. So, I guess, let me pull up my notepads that have my restrictions on them. I put this. I don't need this one. Okay. Alright, let's see. So I'll take a picture. Not like that. Alright, save this. Can I rename? How do I do that? Alright, add an image. Alright, so here's the list of things we have to do. Every single run. And then save this one. Yep. Oh. Okay, let's get started, I guess. Let me take a picture of this on my phone so that I can have it. I don't have to Alt-Tab to reference it. Setting up for the ultimate seated run. So 1 second, let me pull it back up. This is our end goal, is to manipulate the Joker and vouchers. To both increase the likelihood of getting good Jokers, and just to make certain setup things easier. So for instance, on the vouchers, if I do not manipulate them, I will not get Overstock Plus until, like, ante 26, which is just way too late. Manipulating the Jokers isn't as important, but it's still pretty helpful. May as well do it. Manipulating the Jokers is easier than the vouchers, honestly. And then, in order to manipulate the all of the unlocks, this is what we have to do. But yeah, out of the Jokers I have unlocked, let me double check the list. Golden Ticket, Hanging Chad, Showman, Blueprint Idol, and Brainstorm are all helpful to the run. Swashbuckler, Glass Joker, Wee Joker, Hit the Road and Bootstraps have unique records tied to them, so they aren't actually helpful, but they have records tied to them that I'll be in. Flower Pot and Oops All Sixes are both unavoidable. Flower Pot unlocks when you reach Ante 8 for the first time, and Oops All Sixes unlocks when you score 10,000 chips, which is also unavoidable. But yeah, it's quite the list of restrictions in order to get all of the manipulations set up properly. I will be using save states, so that if I make a mistake, I can run it back instead of having to Alt F4 and all that jazz. But anyway, here we go. So I need to win 3 runs. In order to unlock Anaglyph deck, I need to beat a Black Stake run. Or, no, sorry. I need to win 4 runs. Black Stake is the 4th stake, I believe. In order to unlock... Let's see. The hardest unlock to get is probably... Well, I don't know if there really is a hardest. They're all kind of in the same ballpark. Alright, and then let's see how that interacts with the save states real quick. Ah, so that interacts in a bit of a weird way. What if I manually save it and then back to it? Let's see if that makes a difference. Alright, let's see what that does. I do need to play a flush. But that can wait. Try to get the 3 of a kind out of the way, though. That might be a bit risky. If I play that, I don't really have good recovery. How much? Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, and I can play the flush. Nice. Okay, so that is all of the hand types that I need to play for this run. So I just need to focus on not accidentally unlocking anything. And let's see if there's anything I can unlock. So spending as much money as possible to build towards Overstock, buying tarots. I can't reroll. Well, I can, but I'm limited. If I reroll 100 times, that is what unlocks reroll glut, so I do have to avoid that. I can purchase Buffoon packs and standard packs. I can purchase Planet and Arcana packs, but I can't use the planets or tarot cards within them. I can only get them from the shop. I have to be careful about selling Joker. I can't sell cards. That's what unlocks Burnt Joker. This is fine. It will consume itself. I don't have to worry about selling it ever. Squimbo, I can hold on to that. And then, if there's anything in here? I don't want to be discarding, so I think I'll skip this. And I don't want to have too many wild cards. If I have 3 wild cards, that unlocks Smeared Joker. Don't want that. I need gold cards, and I need glass cards to try to unlock Golden Ticket and to unlock Glass Joker. Okay, so that was, I can get maximum interest, but I can't get maximum interest for too many, rounds in a row. Otherwise, I will unlock, Money Tree. Hand size is not important. So I can buy these, I just can't. Burnt Joker requires selling 50 Jokers. I can probably get a... If I only need to win 4 runs, that gives me... Yeah, I could sell 12 cards per run. So I definitely want to buy these, just spend the money, even if I don't use them. Red card would be pretty good. I'm pretty sure that's unlocked by default. So I'm going to be skipping so much. I could play around clubs. I don't really have any clubs to play around right now, but I could. And I guess hand size never hurt no one. Alright. So I have 4 clubs right now. 4 fingers would be pretty good here. Ugh. Would I be able to win by playing a high card? Because if I can do that, then that would unlock Hanging Chad. See, how much is this? Okay, that does not score enough. Oh, and... okay, I have to reset, because if I continue the run, then that unlocks, Throwback. I forgot about that. Reroll, don't need that. Voucher tag, can't take that. I could angle for a straight here. Yeah, let's see if... Alright, 9, 8, 7, 5. That's the straight out of the way. That should do it. Hermit is good. And I can take both of the planet cards. I don't care. Okay, and let's see if I can start stacking up some high card value, maybe. What do I need to play? I need to play a flush, 4 of a kind, yada yada yada. Alright, let's go ahead and get the flush out of the way. This is not terribly useful because I'm trying to avoid selling stuff, although it will give me some temperance value. So I guess I could take it. Well, let's see what's in here first. These two combine really well. I can just play high cards. Okay, so what do I need to play? 3 of a kind, pair, and 4 of a kind. 4 of a kind is the only one, which is really any sort of issue. But yeah, I can just, a little bit of that. And let's see how much this scores. Okay. So that's Hanging Chad. Oh, shoot, that's Matador. Okay, I need to reset. I forgot to save state. I needed to discard 1 before doing that. Dang, that was a good, that would have been a good setup if I was paying attention. Doubles money? No thanks. I could aim for the straight here, but that's a one-off, so I don't really care to do it. I would have gotten it. There's a jack. That doesn't do it. Alright, whatever. 3 of a kind. Get that out of the way. I can play around the world. Okay, the world with blackboard. That works. And then, Don't really want to go for a straight here. I could just play the pair. Like that should do it. Blackboard. Banana. I could take banana and then get Cavendish later. I could try for the straight here. I already played three of a kind. Alright, I just need the queen. 7. That works. Perfect. Oh, that was fast. That's not terribly useful. Illusion, or is that what that's called? If I buy 20 cards from the shop, that unlocks Illusion, so that's not really useful. Take this. Not particularly. Contains a pair. That's easy enough. I still need to play the 4 of a kind, but that's it. Splash. Yeah, I don't really care. Extra chips. I have this mold. That's good. I can't do either of those. Alright, high card probably just does it. And then on the next one I need to discard one and then play high card, and that will unlock Chad while avoiding Matter. No gold, no glass. I could take a stone card. Alright, so I need to discard once, and now I can, even a high card will win. So I can just play this. That's Chad, and then Matador shouldn't unlock, yes, because I did use a discard. Rebate is decent. I'll unlock Plank later at the same time that I'm doing stock and all that jazz. Zero discard, so I do have to be careful here. I need to figure out how to win with 2 hands. If I win with 1 hand, then I will unlock Matador. Buffoon Pack, I can take that. Creating tarot cards is good. Okay. Okie dokie. And that should do it. That's funny. I don't care about anything in this shop. Alright, let's just play a high card. And I don't think this quite wins, but it'll be close to it. Yeah, just 2 of those. Or... Okay, let's play an 8 first. Oh, bummer. Okay, there's Chad. That'll combine nice... Oh, wait, no, I don't. I was thinking I had the, Well, whatever. I can use it with that Stone Joker. I'm just gonna be... Actually, this doesn't really do much for me here. I don't have anything to trigger. Alright, I'll just play around pairs. Okay, so I need to play one hand first, and then I can play the pair. Showman is unavoidable. That's just from getting to ante 4. I could take another stone. Glass is good. Try to unlock Glass Joker. And there's a pair. Oh, I have to avoid winning in one hand anyway, because that unlocks Troubadour. Alright. 1 card sold. I can sell up to 50 cards without unlocking the base. Okay, so now if I play 2 pairs per round, yeah, that's not going to take me all the way to the end, but if I can replace this base Jimbo with something, then I should be pretty good. I can't use planet cards, or else I'll end up unlocking... Is Observatory the one that unlocks from buying planet cards? No, you unlock Planet Tycoon by buying planets. You unlock Observatory by buying planet packs, I think. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. They're very busy today. Yeah. Whoa, lag. What caused that? Task manager. No, everything looks fine. Guess it was just a spike. Alright. So I can play a pair. And then I can play another pair. I still need to play a 4 of a kind. Oops, all 6. That's an unavoidable unlock. I don't care. Spectral Pack could be interesting. Let's see what's in here. Maybe I can get an Ecto. What? Okay. That's pretty good. Alright. Now we're just... Okay. We're just playing whatever now. Whoa! I'll take the glass card. Still trying to unlock Limbo. Yeah, I guess glass cards combine fine with Chad anyway. It's basically the same thing as this. If I play too many face cards, Sock and Buskin's gonna unlock, but whatever. I don't mind unlocking. I'm trying. Sock and Buskin, if it gets unlocked, I don't actually care that much. I'm not going for it, but if it happens, it happens. But yeah, we should be in a pretty good position right now. That's some plus chips, and then we can, like, play high card. I still need to play 4 of a kind, so I need to either get some deaths or strengths to make that easier. Must play 5 cards. Alright, let's play a pair, and then I can play another pair. And that should be overkill. Ah, glass card broke. Bummer. Alright, let's go ahead and save here. Can't take those. Can't take that. Well, I mean, I could take that, but it doesn't do anything for me. Money... I need to spend some money, actually. I don't want to be making max interest. Okay. Yeah, these combine pretty well. If I start skipping, will I be able to unlock Wii this run? I have the save states, I can just start doing it. Because that would also make the interest a non-issue. I might be able to score enough. No repeat hand types is a little with card sharp, but fine. I could use like a high card or a pair, or I could, you know. Oh. Okay, yeah, if I skip to the end here, I should be able to unlock Wii. I'm just not sure if I have enough scoring yet. I might need to replace Blue Joker. Um, if I'm able to... I mean, I could make a Glass Queen. And now, if I'm able to level up... I don't want to level up High Card, I would rather level up Pair or something. I still need to play a 4 of a kind. Yeah, let's start skipping, see if I can unlock... Ecto! Okay, Ecto is really good. Because now that means that's the worst one for it to hit, but that's fine. Actually, that is fine, because I have a lot of mold. That's chips. Okay. Bruh. No repeat hand types, so... Play a 2-pair here. Fine. Okay, a pair here with glass score pretty well. That might do it. Ooh, I might be in trouble. Okay, if I can get that glass queen, fine. Okay. Not get the glass queen. 3 of a kind is not gonna hit, probably. So. Well, we'll see what happens. Might be good enough. Let's do... Oh, no, that wouldn't work anyway. Okay. Alright, let's see if that does it. Yeah. 4 fingers. that's not good because it activates after. Alright, we can do that. Pairs. Both pairs. Sure, whatever. Play only one hand type. Aids are debuffed. Bit of a bummer. Alright, a full house. That'll be good enough to do it. Nice. Overstock, that's good. I'm not re-rolling, so that's not useful. I can buy that. And then see if I can get a king. Yeah, I can take a king. I can take another king. 70,000, I can do that. Don't care. Sure. Okay. I could do a flush here, but I'll try to reserve. This might be good enough. Perfect. That unlocks by default. Nothing I can do to avoid that. Don't want that. I can take the negative. Okay, yeah, I can take the negative, the big blind, and then that would be winning in 17. Fine. Alright, let's see if I can pull... Oh, okay, yellow deck, that's fine. That scared me. Okay, so let's do this. And then I can win in 17 rounds. Okay, so... play this, just to get it out of the way. And then, is this good enough? It is. Sure. Nice. Aces aren't terrible. I mean, I guess I can use aces. Fine with that. They aren't bad, but whatever. Rare DNA is pretty clutch. Well, that also doesn't matter. Whatever. Alright, and should be able to win. If I can get a... well, no. DNA also doesn't matter, because it's only the one. If I had a blueprint DNA, pretty good, but... I don't even have blueprint unlocked, so that wouldn't be a possibility. Imagine if that would have been a blueprint if I had it unlocked, that would be pretty funny. Anything else? Okay, I can use the world if there's any emergency. And there we go. And just for fun. Actually, yeah. For fun, let's flush house it up. Slam that up front, and... 8 million. 8 million. So that unlocks the idol. Oh, crap! I never played the Four of a Kind. Alright, I have to reuse that. Okay, actually, let's do an experiment. If I return to this save state... happens. Also, why did that unlock throwback? If I return to this save state, and I check the collection... not that one. Actually, this doesn't help. Okay, so that stays unlocked even if I return to the save state. So, save states are actually worthless for unlocks. Good to know, I guess. Let's try for the straight. Here we go. Let's try for a flush, maybe? Yeah, let's go for a flush. Alright, so that's a straight, that's a flush. Need 3, 4, and 2. Fibonacci is good. And that's decent. Alright. I don't really like any of these, but I have to spend my money. Sure. Don't really like going. That should do it. I can buy this. I have to buy these, though I'm not going to use them to avoid them of interest. Sure. How much does high cards for here? I screwed up. Yeah, because if I save state, wait, what if I... Ah, dang it, really? That counts? Okay. So, yeah. Save states are completely out of the question. Okay, so we just have to full-on do this. Oh, lord. Okay, so, yeah, no save states whatsoever. Yeah, straight. Tell me... Yep, flush. Alright. Good. kind. That should do it. Ow, balls. Yeah, I know. Oh! I'm being summoned. I have to end